Hello everyone and welcome to Victoria's Cantina. Today we're having a look at the DC Collectibles Arkham City 4-pack featuring Robin, Harley Quinn, Batman, and Nightwing. Here's a look at the packaging. The packaging here is essentially the same sort of box that we saw with the Arkham Asylum 4-pack a couple months ago. And of course it is tailored to the Arkham City characters here, and it indicates which sculptor created which figure. So this set features repainted figures. Each and every one of these guys has been offered before with a different paint work. And in the case of Harley Quinn, she is a retool. And then of course we also have a repaint of the Scarface accessory that came packaged with the initial Arkham Asylum Joker figure. In this video we are going to look at each one of these guys and also compare them to the original release and see how they stack up when compared to one another. So let's go ahead and kick things off with Batman. Since he's the least unchanged from his predecessor, we'll just go ahead and get him out of the way first. Batman takes the Arkham City Batman release from a few years ago, and essentially he looks to be the exact same figure except for one difference on his eyes, which we will look at momentarily. This has always been a pretty decent Batman figure. He is based off the original Arkham Asylum figure, with some new parts, such as the upper torso, gauntlets, and boots. We haven't seen this exact figure since then. We've gotten Arkham Asylum Batman repainted in this exact paint scheme a few times over the past couple of years, but not this exact sculpt as it stands with the retooled upper torso, gauntlets, and boots. So it is nice to see him again. I wasn't really expecting a whole lot from this Batman. I used to have the initial Arkham City Batman, but I did end up selling him once they released the all-new Arkham City Batman that came out, I believe, in Series 4 last year. But so this is the first time I've had this figure since then. The only difference here, as far as I can tell, is a difference in his eyes. As you can see, they're just all whited out. So I imagine this is what detective mode looks like from a third-person point of view. We've gotten detective mode Batman figures before in this series, but it was always kind of like what it looked from Batman's point of view, so I guess that's kind of cool. The flesh bit of his face also looks a little bit more pale than the previous version of this figure had. Other than that, I mean, he's looks to be exactly the same. There was also a very similar figure that came out as part of the Arkham Asylum 4-pack that I reviewed for you guys a couple of months ago, but it still wasn't the exact same figure. Like I said, there are a few differences that separate that figure with this Arkham City Batman. But yeah, I mean, other than that, he's exactly the same, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on him. I will quickly show you articulation. The same ball hinge here at the head, hinges at the shoulders, bends at the elbow, rotation at the gauntlet, bends at the hips, bends at the knees, and rotations at the boots. Batman comes with 3 accessories, the first of them being this explosive gel gun. And this is actually the same gun that came with the initial Arkham City Batman release. It is painted a little bit differently. If I bring in the original gun, which I did keep, it's a little bit darker in color. It's not a huge difference, but it's definitely a little bit more deeper shade of blue than the new gun is here on the left. Second accessory is a batarang, and it simply opens up like that. The hinge is very weak on my particular batarang. As you can see, it doesn't even stay put. I may be able to tighten that. This batarang is the same one that came with the very first Arkham Asylum Batman, and then also in the Arkham Asylum 4-pack from a couple months ago. And then the third accessory here is this gun right here, which looks similar to his grapnel gun. I don't know if this is the Disruptor. I forget which one this is. I believe it did come with the detective mode Batman figure from a couple years ago. But yeah, it's very nicely done. I like the paint. I like how they used a metallic blue along with a metallic silver. I think it's a pretty nice looking accessory, one that I did not already have, and I am glad that they included it here. And the next figure we are going to look at here is Robin. Robin isn't all that different from the original release. There are a few differences that are quite notable on him though. The sculpt itself is completely identical. There aren't any differences in terms of the sculpt work. I do think this would have been a good opportunity for them to do a different cape, maybe like a soft goods cape, or just something that was a little more relaxed looking. Give you a close-up here of the head. It's a little bit dirty looking. The paint is certainly a little bit different from the original release, but it does look a little bit dirty if you look at his nose area. The rest of the figure, you know, it takes a very nicely done sculpt, as with the original, and, you know, just tweaks the coloring a little bit. All right, on the left is the new Arkham City 4-pack Batman, and on the right is the original Arkham City release. As I mentioned, the faces are a little bit different, if I bring them close to you. If you look at the one on the left, the brand new one, the face paint is it's different. It's I wouldn't say it's better. I think the eyes are a little bit more piercing, but the mouth is a little bit weird. It just looks like they put like a tan line across it. And then, of course, the dirtiness look to it. The next difference I would call out is that on the new Robin, the armor is a little bit of a deeper red on his chest area. The flesh bits on his arms are a little bit more highlighted, so you can see a little bit more detail. The gauntlets are more of a jungle green type color, whereas here they're more of a jade camo green type thing. The belts are a little bit different. The new Robin has more of a deeper mustard type gold, and the pants are also a little bit different if you look at those two. I would say that the new Robin has a little bit of a deeper grayish green type pants. The stripes are a little bit different too, you know, deeper on the new Robin. Shin guards are pretty similar. Maybe I would say the new one has a little bit more of a bronze, a very, very subtle bronze look to them. And then the boots, you can see, are deeper on the new Robin as well. Other than that, the capes look to be about the same. I guess the original Arkham City Robin right here has a more glossy looking cape. In the way of articulation, Robin has a ball hinge at the head, and you can't really move it because of the hood. But, you know, the hood is a separate piece, so it goes side to side pretty nicely. He has hinges at the shoulders, rotation at the bicep, bends at the elbow, rotation at the wrist, bends at the hips, bends at the knees, and then rotations at the boots. Unfortunately, Robin does not come with any accessories. The original Robin came with this bow staff right here. And, you know, since this is exactly the same figure, I mean, he can hold it just fine. All right, moving right along. The next figure we are going to look at, I believe, is the strongest one in the set, and that is Harley Quinn, and she is based off her appearance in Harley Quinn's Revenge, which was an addendum to Arkham City, and which I have not had the privilege of playing quite yet. But I really like what they did here. It mostly is a repaint of the original Arkham City Harley, but it is also a retool because there are some parts that are different that we will look at momentarily. I am really digging the black and the red. Of course, those are classic Harley Quinn colors, and you know, it's really nice that they you know, try to do something a little bit different if they were going to reissue this figure at all. And like the original figure, she has a really nice silhouette, nice proportions, you know, pretty nicely done figure. And there is a comparison for you with the original Arkham City Harley Quinn. As you can see, I mean, for the most part, they are the same figure. The paint is going to be the biggest difference here, where you had more of a grayish kind of black here with this Harley Quinn, you know, with a deeper kind of red. You have more of a pure looking lighter red color and deeper blacks with the new Harley. The head is the same sculpt, except, you know, you do get the little cloth bit painted on her head there on the forehead, which is, you know, they could have maybe done that a little bit better, you know, just kind of painted on here. Definitely a different look on the face for sure with the way they did the makeup kind of, you know, seeping down from her eyes. Now, the new Harley does have some little bits there at the forearms that are different from the original. Same with the wrist. Her sleeves kind of flare out, whereas with the original that was not the case. Give you a close-up here of the heads. I was never a huge fan of this Arkham City head sculpt on Harley. I love Harley Quinn, but you know, that just didn't really do it for me. For one, the biggest issue, I guess, was that her left eye is a little bit high compared to the right, and that is something that kind of carries over to the new figure as well. But you know, they painted it a little bit better, so it's not quite as obvious. This one just has huge blue eyes, you know, as you can see. It's a little bit unnatural looking, of course, and then the pigtails are painted black, you know, which is different. But yeah, other than that, I mean, she still has the, you know, the little card tattoos there, you know, as well as the little tattoo there on her hip, which the other one had too. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what you're going to get in terms of differences. The belt looks to be the same, just different coloring. The chains are different coloring. I'm not really sure which one I would say is better. I think that the new one is definitely more striking, visually speaking. But I mean, the original Arkham City Harley is, certainly based off the main part of the Arkham City game. In the way of accessories, Harley comes with this gun, which I believe is completely brand new. And it's pretty nicely done. It comes in Harley Quinn's colors, the black and the red. It's got like a metallic kind of look to it. It's got the little diamond that you saw in Harley's costume right there. She doesn't hold it too well. She can hold it in her left hand, but it tends to fall out, after a little bit. But, she's got it right now. This hand is just kind of too closed up for you to get it in there. But, I mean, other than that, it seems to work okay with this version of Harley. One thing that was missing that came with the initial Harley is also this baseball bat, which was a really nice accessory. And it's not necessarily missed. You do get that nice gun with this new Harley, but, I think overall this is a better accessory, and she was able to use it a little bit better than the new Harley is. And finally, we have Nightwing. Nightwing is a repaint of the original Arkham City Series 4, I believe, Nightwing. And the coloring on him is quite a bit different from the original. It's not a huge difference, but it is very noticeably different. I've always thought that the original Nightwing was just okay. I don't think it is anything super fantastic. But, it's pretty nice looking. Proportionately speaking, it's not bad. He does have a bit of a mullet going on at the back of his head. And I'll go ahead and bring in the original Nightwing there to compare him to you. As you can see, on the new Nightwing, you have a much more vivid looking blue coloring, as well as the suit. It seems to be a little bit more of a deeper, more uniform kind of black coloring, whereas there's a bit more of a deep black and deep gray tone on the original. There's also riveting on the original figure that carry over to the backside that you just don't get with the new version of Nightwing. Looking at the head sculpts, I think as far as the face paint goes, the new Nightwing looks a little bit more natural. I think that the deeper blue is a little bit more true to the game, but it's nice that they did try doing something different with the new Nightwing. I'm not too sure which I prefer, though. Like I said, I think the facial paint on the new one is a little bit better, but because the original suit on this guy is closer to the game, I believe, that might be the way to go if you were going to, be trying to choose between one or the other. For articulation, he has a ball hinge here at the head, hinges at the shoulders, rotations at the biceps, bends at the elbow, rotation at the wrist, hinges here at the hips, bends at the knee, and then rotation at the boot. Now, one thing you will notice with the new Nightwing is that his sticks that he comes with, I'm at a loss for words of what you call those, are just painted black, unlike the original, which was much more detailed and painted very nicely. So that's a bit of a drawback, but unlike Robin, at least he has some accessories. And like with the original, you can snap them in place there on his back. And the other accessory figure that you get in here is going to be the repaint of Scarface, which came with the original Joker. Again, I haven't played Harley Quinn's Revenge, so I don't really know how this guy fits in there, if at all. But, just wanted to give you a look at how they compare to each other. It looks a lot like he's painted in Joker's coloring, so I'm sure that has something to do with it. But, rotation at the head, swivels at the shoulders, and then swivels at the hips. Pretty nice looking accessory, all in all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. These are the DC Collectibles Arkham City 4-pack featuring Robin, Harley Quinn, Batman, and Nightwing. All in all, it's a pretty nice set. What I like about this set is that it offers you some pretty sought-after Arkham City figures. Of course, the paintwork on these is a little bit different. I wouldn't say that the paintwork on any of these is particularly better than the originals. They're just kind of different. The highlight of the set, I think, is definitely Harley Quinn. Robin, pretty nice that they changed the coloring up a little bit, but I don't think he's necessarily better than the original. Same with Nightwing. I think the original Nightwing had more accurate paint to the video game. The accessories included here are quite nice. Looking forward to that upcoming 4-pack based on Arkham Origins. Once that comes out in December, we will go ahead and review that for you as well. Thanks for watching Victoria's Cantina. Until next time, bye-bye.